Somewhere above the silent European skies, as the world sleeps, an invisible war rages, not between machines, but between creatures of the night and singers of the dawn. For years, scientists whispered a rumor, a terrifying mystery that sounded too strange to be real, that somewhere in the darkness, bats, yes, bats, were hunting birds mid-air. But no one could prove it, until now. In 2025, a team of European scientists decided to test the impossible. They built something no one had ever dared to: tiny backpacks for bats. Each backpack weighed only 3 grams, lighter than a paperclip, yet powerful enough to record flight patterns, sounds, and movements in the pitch-black night. They gently strapped these miniature devices onto one of the most mysterious creatures on Earth, the greater noctule bat. This isn't your regular cave bat. With a wingspan wider than a dinner plate and fangs sharp enough to pierce through feathers, the greater noctule is Europe's largest bat and possibly its most terrifying predator. The results left scientists speechless. When the noctules took off into the night, their flight patterns were unlike anything seen before. Instead of fluttering through forests or chasing insects, these bats soared higher, 1 kilometer above the ground. At that altitude, no insects survive, only birds. And then came the sound. Through the tiny microphones, researchers recorded the faint, heart-stopping audio of bird distress calls. The panicked chirps of robins and warblers, followed by chewing and crunching noises. Yes, the bats were not just chasing birds. They were killing and eating them in mid-air. One scientist compared their behavior to modern fighter jets. The bats would soar high, lock onto a moving target using echolocation, their built-in radar, and then dive at lightning speed to strike. Their hunting tactics were precise, efficient, and terrifyingly intelligent. After capturing their prey, the bats did something even more shocking. They removed the bird's wings, yes, literally ripped them off, to reduce drag before carrying the body away. Later, DNA tests on bird feathers confirmed what many had refused to believe for decades. Bats were hunting and eating birds while flying. Decades ago, a Spanish biologist named Carlos Ibanez had suggested this possibility. He had found bird feathers inside bat droppings, but without direct evidence, the scientific world laughed it off. Now, 20 years later, his theory finally stands proven. And it's darker than anyone imagined. The greater noctule isn't just a hunter, it's an aerial assassin. It stalks the skies where day meets night, using stealth, speed, and sonar like a living fighter jet. This discovery changes everything we thought we knew about bats. Until now, we believed they hunted insects, maybe frogs or small mammals. But this puts them in a new category, one where they compete directly with birds of prey. It also reveals how evolution has turned these nocturnal creatures into perfect aerial predators. Their echolocation acts like radar, their silent wings allow ambush attacks, and their intelligence lets them adapt strategies mid-flight. Scientists now see the greater noctule as a symbol of evolution's brutal genius. But there's a twist to this dark story. Despite their power, greater noctules are endangered. Urban expansion, deforestation, and pollution are destroying their roosting sites. As we light up the night skies with cities and towers, their hunting zones are shrinking. The very creatures that mastered the night are now losing it, not to birds, but to humans. Scientists hope that by understanding how they live and hunt, we can save what's left of their mysterious world. Because every discovery about bats reminds us of one truth: nature hides its greatest secrets in the darkest places. So tonight, if you look up at the stars and see a shadow move silently across the sky, remember this: it might not be a bird. It might not even be a plane. It could be the last of the great noctule bats, the jet fighters of the animal world, patrolling the skies, waiting for the next songbird brave enough to fly too high. Because in nature's hidden wars, the most unexpected creatures become the most extraordinary hunters.